Hey everyone, welcome back to KDX Bricks Analytics. And like always, we're talking Lego investing and reselling. And as planned, I'm going to analyze the most popular $100 to $200 Lego sets for investing. I'll give you my top three at the end. And before we jump into it, don't be giving me any shade in the comments section about wearing the same shirt in this video as I did in the last video. I may or may not have recorded both videos on the same day. Sometimes I do that. In my last video, I covered all of the sets on this table that have an MSRP of $50 to $100. And then 2 videos ago, I covered all of the sets on this table that have an MSRP of less than $50. To get all the details on how I collect this data, check out that one from 2 ago. The quick summary is I watch all of the Lego investing and reselling videos on YouTube. I collect the mentions and enthusiasm score data. During the first quarter of 2024, that was 110 videos across 11 channels with 1,058 Lego set mentions. And we're covering some really good sets in this video. I like the $100 to $180 price point for investing. Kicking off is 75357 Ghost and Phantom 2. Came out in September of 23, and according to Brick Fanatics, right now it is scheduled to retire at the end of 24. So what is that, a year and a few months shelf life? That'd be pretty short for a Ghost ship play scale set with minifigures. We've only had one other real Ghost set, and I should have looked it up, but it was years ago and it's gone up a bunch in value. I don't think this one will perform the same. We're at different times now, but that's certainly a good indication that this one could do well. It is $160 for just under 1,400 pieces, 5 minifigures. All of them are unique. They're great. We'll look at those in a second. On our table, 17 mentions with a really solid 2.4 enthusiasm score. The max enthusiasm score you can get is 3.0. And I don't want to forget, this set is very high in my power rankings right now, and you can check that video out. But now let's look at these minifigures. We're over here at Brick Economy. Our droid is valued at $25. Hawkins is around $15. Jason Syndulla is almost $20. Harrison Syndulla is $35. And Lieutenant Beta is $20. If we add all that up, it comes up to $115 in minifigure value. I had to use my fingers and toes for that calculation. But if we go back, $160 MSRP, $115 covered by the minifigures already. The ship looks fantastic. Some people argue with me about this, but this edge through here with the anti-studs and the gaps is not my favorite. I know it's pretty good compared to the source material. Other than that, everything else looks pretty good to me. And again, $115 in minifigures, what is that, like almost 75% of the value? That's awesome. My only hesitation is I would not be surprised if this one got extended for another year and falls off of the retirement list. I use the Brick Fanatics list. I think it's the best one out there, 95 to 98% accurate, but a few things will change throughout the year, so be prepared for that possibility. Now on to 75354, the Coruscant Guard gunship, 15 mentions, another solid E-score of 2.4. This one gets some hate because of so much red in the build. I love it. I really love it. It's just something different, and it's still a great looking Star Wars ship. Also a really short shelf life, $140 for 1,083 pieces and 5 minifigures. Seems a little expensive. One major issue with the minifigures is Commander Fox right here wearing the pink chest plating, armor, and belt, and obviously that's a huge problem. Lego really needs to figure this out. Their slogan for many, many years is only the best is good enough. They are a premium product, and that is just not acceptable. Lego knows it. We know it. They know how to do it right. And I love Lego, and I'm afraid it's going to catch up to them at some point, and I hope they make that change real soon. The little bit of negativity towards this set I think is actually a good thing. It might mean that there's a little less supply on the secondary market, but like the last set, let's look at the minifigures. Palpatine is $20. Even with the production issues, Commander Fox is $23, Padme is $16, and then the couple of shock troopers are $6 each. That works out to over $70 in minifigure value, and that is half of the $140 MSRP. Another great minifigure value to MSRP ratio, if you will. I think those are things worth watching and metrics that could indicate good sets to invest in. 10283 NASA Space Shuttle Discovery. It's an icon set. It's NASA. It's $200. It's a 4.6 on brick set. Lego really went all out on the design of this set. Very, very accurate, great proportions, great lines. I love it. And the fact that you also get the really well done, a lot of time and focus went into it, side build of the Hubble telescope. Hubble gets his own little plaque, and it folds up and goes into the cargo bay of the shuttle. 9 mentions, E-score of 2.2. I think that's a little low. I think it's down there because the expectation is this would be a long hold time. $200 price point. Yeah, a lot of people love space and NASA, but you're going to have to find a buyer for each one of these in the secondary market. They'll be out there, but it'll take some extra time. Most NASA sets have historically done very well though, so I'm definitely excited about this one. 21333 Vincent Van Gogh, The Starry Night. This Ideas basically art set came out in 22. No retirement date yet. By the way, if there's an R in parentheses in front of the set number and name, that means according to Brick Fanatics it is retiring. Obviously, if there is no R, then it's not on the retirement list for this year. But notice this set's not retiring. 8 mentions and an enthusiasm score of 2.9. That is huge after 8 mentions. I think on the one hand, this one's flying under the radar a little bit, but once we do get a retirement date for this, I'm worried that it is not flying under the radar. It's an awesome set. I am excited about it. $170 for 2,300 pieces seems totally reasonable for what you're getting and how beautiful it is. I am really going to be watching this one closely and I'm very excited about it. Another idea set, the A-frame cabin that came out in February of 23 is expected to retire at the end of this year. So just under a 2-year shelf life, 8 mentions, an enthusiasm score of 2.5. I love this set. I absolutely will get one for my own collection. I love camping. I want to build it. I wish the trees were a little thicker like the original fan submission. Of 4.5 on brick set is outstanding. $180 for the almost 2,100 pieces and 4 minifigures seems great and totally reasonable, but I think the 2.5 enthusiasm score is a little high. I would go closer to a 2.2. I would want it on a pretty good discount. I'm a little bit worried that this one will fade away a little bit on the secondary market. There might be some more stuff that comes out that's similar enough that would take away demand for this set. It sounds like a lot of people are thinking this wood could go the way of the old fishing store. There's some similarities here. It's a beautiful set, but the A-frame I don't think is going to do the same as this. This one was 150 MSRP and now it's 400, and it shot up to that 400 pretty quick after it retired in 2018. 71395, the Super Mario 64 question mark block. It's on the list to retire this July. 8 mentions, E-score of 2.5, a 4.4 on brick set, $200, 2.5-year shelf life. I'm worried about the $200 price point. The build is amazing. The mechanism is amazing. The micro builds are good. I think it's a really cool piece to show off, a good conversation starter, but I do worry about $200 for what ends up being a pretty small set. Yeah, it packs a lot inside, but it's pretty small, and I just don't know if people are going to pay $300 for this in the future, so that 2.5 makes me nervous. There are other sets that it will go very well with. This Piranha Plant is great, a 4.7 on brick set, and then the Mighty Bowser is so good. Saw this built in the Lego store, and then they posed it with the grand piano, just like in the movie. Super cool. 4.5 on brick set. This is $270. Yes, we'll be able to get all these for some sort of discount, stacking promos and cashback and GWPs, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know how low we're going to be able to get this one or this one, but let's assume the delta proportionally is still about $70 difference. I'm not sure that people want this for $70 less than when they can get this that I think is so much better. So this one I am really excited about on the secondary market, and I could see after a longer hold time because of the higher price point, I could see people buying this for $400. 10300 Back to the Future Time Machine came out in April of 22, is not retiring at the end of this year. 7 mentions, E-score of 2.4. That makes me nervous. People saw this and just got super excited, bought bunches of them. I think people have got stacks of them already, and who knows, it might not even retire at the end of next year. So I think this enthusiasm score is going to go down and it might kind of fade away and end up being a really long hold time. It is a 4.5 on brick set, but $200 and it's only 1872 pieces. Yeah, it does have a couple of exclusive minifigures. My issue is there's just not nearly enough painted silver pieces. I mean, that's the distinguishing element of the DeLorean, and the light bluish gray is a big letdown for me. Maybe I'm missing the boat on this one, but I'm not excited about it, especially since we don't have a retirement date yet. 77015 Temple of the Golden Idol, 7 mentions, E-score of 2.1. I think those are accurate metrics. I agree with those. $150. It's a lot of money for this diorama and the 4 exclusive minifigures, but the build is great. I have built it. It's somewhere. Oh, it's actually right there on the other side of the camera, so you won't be able to see that. I think this is a sales set, and I think it'll be a long hold time. Indiana Jones is timeless, even though the last couple of movies haven't been great, and there isn't any news that I know of for any new Indiana Jones content coming, but the old ones are awesome. They'll come back, you know, parents show their kids, and then those kids will show more kids and all that kind of stuff. They're just good, fun, classic movies. And I think because of that, we've got a 4.7 here on brick set, and that's a good sign. So yes, after a discount and after a long hold time, I am interested, and that's why I think the 2.1 enthusiasm score is good. good. 31209, the SpiderMan Art set, not my favorite, $200. Honestly, not a bad price, but not what I would want to pay because the face doesn't work for me. It really sticks out in the wall if you look from the side, so that's an issue for me. The smooth shoulder lines here with all the other studs and tiles and plates doesn't work for me. The hands do, but then this arm and the elbow and the body and legs just turn into a blob. You really have to look at it to understand what you're looking at there. The aforementioned, an E-score 2.3 seems fine, maybe even more like a 1.8 for me, but it will only have a year and a half shelf life, so that could help it out. 75364, New Republic Ewing versus Shin Hati Starfighter. This one also is currently on my power rankings. A 4.3 on brick set, $110. It's basically the standard $100 two ship with a few minifigure Star Wars set, but due to price creep that I'm calling it with Lego, we're up to $110. We'll be able to get it on sale. Aforementioned, E-score 2.3, pretty close. I'd make it a 2.4 or a 2.5. And again, that's because of these minifigures. The droid's almost $10. Balin's Skull is about 15. Morgan Elsbeth is 10. I think that one should be a little higher. Captain Porter is close to 10 and Shin Hati is 15. They add up to $56, which is 50% of the MSRP, and both ships are okay. Assuming Ahsoka's live action arc is just beginning and we get a lot of good content, hopefully we can get back to some really good storylines and really good character development, people could want to go back to this one and get it. So I'm going to watch it pretty closely and I'm pretty excited about it right now. 10321, the brick built Corvette, $150. Great set, great vehicle. Love the detail and shaping and the color, of course. All of these are overpriced, but they fly under the radar big time. I actually like the brick built classic cars, sports cars, muscle cars. I don't like the ones that are all stylized with all the weird attachment and everything else. I like the ones that are clean and classic looking. If it retires the end of 2024, just a year and a half shelf life, I think that 1.8 is a little low, maybe 2.2, and then factor in a longer hold time. It does have 4 mentions. 71797, Destiny's Bounty Race Against Time from Ninjago. I don't like it. I know it's from the show, but the ship is just too much of a mess for me. So 4 mentions, 1.8. I'm going to be skipping this set. 43227, Villain Icons. 4 mentions, E-score 1.5. It is a Target exclusive, but my E-score is a 1.0. The minifigures are awesome. Let me zoom in and look at those. I think those will carry some value, but they're behind a really expensive set. And yes, it's well done. But at the end of the day, I think after you build it and display it for a little while, the interest and excitement will wear off. 76419, Hogwarts Castle and Grounds. 3 mentions, a perfect enthusiasm score of 3.0, $170, 2660 pieces, a lot of little pieces, 4.4 on brick set, which is great. Not retiring at the end of this year. I think it's an amazing set. My son just built it, but I am very unlikely to invest in this one. 2 reasons. One, I think it could be on the shelves for a long time. I'd be surprised if it retired at the end of next year. And also, even though this is the best Hogwarts Castle by far, and it's a manageable price and a manageable size, and all the water detail, the transition from the water to the rock landscape is amazing. I just think there are too many Harry Potter castles. So I'm nervous about this one. I'll watch it, but I'm not excited about the 3.0 enthusiasm score right now. And similar story with this one, 10302 Optimus Prime, $180, super expensive for the 1,500 pieces. 3 mentions, an E-score 2.7, but I worry it's going to be on the shelves for a while. Although Voltron is awesome, $180 to about $350. This one just really slipped under the radar. Had a short shelf life of, what was that, just over a year. The secret's out of the bag. I think people are really targeting this one. We are in the danger zone of a long shelf life and way too much supply on the secondary market. But the rumor is, I saw the other day that, and I think it's more than a rumor at this point, is that we are going to be getting a Bumblebee Transformer next. And if we can get another 1 or 2, then there could be something there. I'm holding out for the Megatron set, of course. 75337 ATTE Walker. It's great. Tons of clone minifigures, but only 3 mentions with an E-score of 2. I just think there's too much fatigue with this particular set, not with this vehicle. We haven't got a ton of these. We haven't had one in a while, but it just feels like this set's been around forever. It has a 4.5 on brick set, but it's barely talked about. And it's still not retiring this year. 21056, the architecture Taj Mahal. It's awesome because of the scale. The first 2 were bigger, and the first one did really well. The second one, not so much. So this is a much more manageable size and price, similar to the Hogwarts Castle and Grounds, but I am still unlikely to invest in it. I don't think there's much buzz around it. The 1.7 E-score seems fine and probably a pass for me. 75365, Yavin 4 Rebel Base, absolutely a pass for me at the $170 price point. Yes, it does have a bunch of minifigures, but outside of that, it is super ugly. 3 mentions, E-score 1.7, but I have to self-report that I did pick pick up two at $104 on clearance at Walmart maybe 3 or 4 months ago at this point. At that price, I was willing to gamble a little bit, but I don't think these are going to go crazy. 75257, the latest play scale Millennium Falcon. Best ship in Star Wars, but it's a pass for me because we've had so many and we will get more. 75371, the brick built Chewbacca that I like other than the face. I'm one of the few people that actually likes this set. I've kind of gotten used to the face to where it's not horrible. $200, very expensive. Maybe we'll be able to pick it up for $80 or $90 someday because it's so unpopular. That price I would invest in it. Anything more than 100, I wouldn't. And even at that, I might get one or two, but I'd love to have one for my own collection to go with the new smaller $100 R2-D2 and then the rumored $150 C-3PO that maybe is going to have a lot of painted gold drum lacquered pieces, and those three sets could go together very nicely. But for now, I agree with the 1.3 enthusiasm score. Here's another brick built sports car, muscle car in the same scale, 10304, the Chevy Camaro. I love it. 3 mentions, E-score of 1, so obviously these are not very popular, but I am definitely interested. My hunch tells me that you're going to have to hold them for a while, but there really could be something there. Now, $170, like the other one, you got to get it on a good discount. 80036, City of Lanterns, 2 mentions, E-score of 3 out of 3.0, and I've been singing the praises of this set. There's just so much going on here for the $160 price. Heavenly Realms retired quietly and is already doing well in the secondary market, and we've got this Megaopolis City Monkey Kid set that just came out. They all kind of go together. I like it, and then on top of it, you get the teal track with the little tram car going around. I don't know. There's just something about these that I like. I think it's all the bright colors and how fun it's going to be to build this. I have one and I plan on building it. Yeah, I'd like to pick up a couple more. The new Target exclusive Viking Village Ideas Set 21343. This came out and immediately attracted tons of buzz. 2 mentions, perfect 3.0 E-score. Who knows how long it's going to be available for, so it's too early other than just to kind of fantasize and think about planning for picking this set up for investing someday. But I do need to point out that it is a 4.6 on brick set and it is $130 for 2,100 pieces. Lego clearly did not intend to price it at $130. Either somebody fat fingered it or they came up with this price during the company party when they were having some beverages. I have no idea, but that price is amazing. 42157, the John Deere Skitter at $200. I love it. It's got the pneumatic action features, nice size, big tires, great classic John Deere green and yellow. It's high on my power rankings. It's a 4.5 on brick set. That's pretty awesome. 2 mentions, E-score of 2. I wouldn't expect any different. If people are going to pick this one up for investing, it'll be flying under the radar. That's just going to be a hunch. I've already got 3 because Walmart put them on like a 35% clearance discount not too long ago. Of course, 2 out of 3 boxes they sent me were all banged up, but I'll work that out. 10318, the Icons Concord. It's $200. Seems pretty pricey. 2 mentions, E-score 1.5. It came out in September of 23. I don't know because there's very little buzz around it, and I think the expectation is this could be on the shelves for a pretty long time. But outside of that, this absolutely looks like a Lego set that would perform well on the secondary market. I mean, just look at these images and how well the design is. Perfect shaping and angles. The nose cone bends down and swings up after takeoff. The gear comes up and down. Nice picture here showing how displayable it is and really good size. Just clean and smooth and great lines. And on top of it, some very tiny interior detail, which is a nice little touch. So I think this one is worth watching, but we're probably still a couple years out. 41748, the Friends Heart Lake City Community Center. Super cool set. I rarely invest in Friends unless I see them on a huge discount. I know some Friends do really well, but without knowing much and doing much research on them, I am careful and I don't want to take too much risk. 21329, the Fender Stratocaster. 1 mention, E-score of 2. This is an idea set, $120. Overpriced for the 1,074 pieces, but it's already been on discount a number of times in the low 90s, I think. I still think this one is flying under the radar. I've talked about it a fair amount. There's so many good design features and elements and details. A number of people play guitar and so many more people love music and have picked up a guitar here and there. And I don't think you have to be a great guitar player to want this set. So I'm still beating the drum that this one is going to be a sleeper, but I want it on a better discount than the $95 we've gotten it so far. 31141 Main Street, 1 mention, E-score of 2. It's a Creator 3-in-1, but it's $140 $140, so I'm skipping it. It's just simply too expensive for a creator set to invest in. 76262, Captain America's shield. I've talked about this one a lot in the past. It is not going to be one I'm picking up. It's too much of a display piece, and you can't pick it up and actually hold it, and I think that's a shame. 76961, Visitor Center T-Rex and Raptor attack. This set makes me mad. No, not actually mad, but it does frustrate me because I love the original Jurassic Park movie. I love the scenes in and around the Visitor Center, and when I look at this, it just doesn't remind me of those scenes at all. It's just too thin, too open, the angles, the shape. I don't know, maybe they needed to make it a $200 set and have it be more complete. Maybe they needed to have less dinosaurs, which wouldn't really work. I don't know, but this one just does not work for me. 80113, Family Reunion Celebration. It does retire at the end of this year. It's going to have a short shelf life. There's a lot to like about this. It looks like it would go well with the modulars, and only $130 for 1,800 pieces and 13 minifigures. I know they're kind of plain old basic minifigures, but it's great to get just good normal outfit minifigures. I love all the ornate detail on the building and all the celebratory decorations. We look at the images here on the inside. Yes, the back is open, but there's a lot of depth there, good detail. You can pack all those minifigures in there. There's a lot of good with this set. I don't know, because a lot of the seasonal, holiday, festival related sets don't do well, at least historically, but it's certainly a set that I want to buy and build for my own collection and maybe pick up a couple more and prospect in them. 10327, the Dune Ornithopter. Say that 5 times fast, but I think you got it right this time. $165 overpriced for the 1369 pieces, but 8 really good minifigures. Let's see if we can pull up an image of those. Here we go. Good minifigures, and that cloth piece is great. Dune Part 2 movie just came out, but no retirement date for this set. One mention, E-score of 2. Absolutely a set I'm going to watch. And let me point out, 4.8 on Brickset. I think that's the highest Brickset rating we've seen in this video and the last 2 videos covering all of the sets on this table. 21336, The Office, one of the best sitcoms ever. $120 with 15 minifigures, but these sitcom scene sets have not done well in the past. This one's been out since 2022. It's not retiring at the end of 2024, so it's going to have a long shelf life. It does have a 4.5 on Brickset. Even though I am totally biased and I have one of these and I haven't built it yet, but I will, and I love all the characters. I love this show. My analytical side of me that's looked at past data says, if it does do okay, then it's going to be a long hold time. But heck, maybe 10 years from now, when The Office, inevitably goes through a little bit of less viewership and then kind of gets more viewership, a lot of these sitcoms do that, then really could be a good investment, but I don't want to hold on to it for that long. 31109, the Creator 3-in-1 pirate ship, $120 seems expensive. Over 10,000 members on Brickset own it, so clearly there's a lot of popularity for this set, but it has been out since 2020. We're talking now up to about 5 years since it's not expected to retire at the end of this year. It does have one mention with an E-score of 2. It seems like there's the occasional 3-in-1 that does well in the secondary market. I don't think this one is going to be it, even though it's a really great set. Another Harry Potter with buildings and minifigures, 76389, Hogwarts Chamber of Secrets, $150. Whew, that is quite the price tag. I'm not investing in Harry Potter, as I stated. And another Harry Potter Hogwarts Express. We've had a few of those recently, 76423. This one comes with Hogsmeade Station. I mean, I love the Harry Potter train sets, but nope, not going to be one I'm picking up for investing. And then lastly, this new Ideas Red London telephone box set 21347, $115. I know it's 1,400 pieces, but still, that just seems like a lot. It's a great build, great design. I just think the audience is too narrow. So I'll be curious to see how well this one sells and what kind of sales we end up getting on it. Most likely an easy pass for me. And now to my top 3. They're highlighted yellow on the table. In third place is 10283, NASA Space Shuttle Discovery. The hesitation is the $200 price point. It's a 4.6 on Brickset. And again, Lego designed this perfectly. I would expect a longer hold time, but it is huge and well done. And let's look at some of these images. I want to look at the interior bay. Here we go with the Canada arm, and oh, so good. And you can display it like this. And then this top down. Yes, these are all stickers that are a real pain. I don't know how Lego could have done it any differently or better without making it too bulky. To get this great interior metallic effect, I am happy to turn on a show and take my time and place these stickers stickers perfectly for the end product to go with the Hubble all folded up in there. Second place is the Ewing and Shinhati Starfighter, and I like it mostly because the minifigures are good, the ships are decent, and I just think Ahsoka's popularity, the whole Ahsoka universe is just starting and really could rise, and I think people could and would want to come back and get these minifigures and get these ships. And then this was an easy one. My number one is Ghost and Phantom 2. I can easily see this being a $300 to $350 ship a couple years after retirement. Most everything about this set is really great. I'm just keeping an eye on if it ends up falling off of the retirement list, and then my position on this set would change. If it goes one more year, I think I'd still be pretty excited about it. 2 more years and we're gonna have to keep an eye out. Well, that's it for this one. Thanks again for watching. That's a wrap, and I will see you in the next one where we do one more video dividing up this table based on MSRP, and it's going to be all of the sets that are $200 or more. So I'll see you in that one. Oh, and don't forget, my videos are for entertainment purposes only. I do not provide financial advice. You got to get that from somebody else.